that sucks. It's that dog. Suzu, be careful. No, it's okay now. It won't attack anymore. It's the dog from before. It starts digging in the dirt right in front of us. After a few moments, it disappears like mist. What was it doing? Is there something over there? Let's take a look. I reached out and touched the dirt, but the texture under my hand surprises me. The dirt around this area is soft, almost as if something was buried. Give me a hand. You're going to dig here. I don't think we'll need any tools. Please. Okay. At least she's less bitchy about it than the last girl. Well, I know how you feel. My tumor is back on my leg, I'm pretty sure. I'm talking to my surgeon on Thursday. And he doesn't accept my insurance, so. In silence, we kneel in the forest in the middle of the night and dig up the dirt with our hands. I feel like I'm robbing a grave. It could be those words popped into my head because I somehow know what we'd find. Distracted, I look down at what we dug up. All insurance sucks. What we find is a corpse. It's just a skeleton now, but it doesn't look that old. Is that a corpse? Yes. My reply sounds incredibly flat and uncaring even to me. At some point, death has become familiar. The fact, and not the corpse, is what sends a shiver down my spine. I'm too comfortable with the world of the dead. I know this, but I can't escape it. One part of me observes the remains before us and reacts calmly. Just then I notice something. What's that? There's something right in the skeleton's hand. I dig it out and discover it's a plastic bag. Inside are a number of cassette tapes and some kind of note. The note's deteriorated, but parts of it are legible. I killed them all. Once assault you. Now you rest in peace. What needed to be done, now I die here. This forest you passed away. New song, want, listen, heaven. The note ends there. Got 3 cassette tapes. That sounds like a suicide note, doesn't it? But these tapes... She looks at the cassette tapes. Why were they buried too? They look at the remains as if asking them a question. Of course it's not going to reply. I don't know. I trail off. A different voice is whispering in my mind. The last. The voice falls silent. The last. Wait a second, the last what? Is something the matter? I didn't say anything. It's nothing, sorry, just talking to myself. Anyway, let's take these tapes with us. New info was added to the spirit file. Unidentified suicide victim. Out of nowhere, my mark flares up painfully, the intense pulsing setting my nerves on fire. Shit, are we out of time? I bite my lip and look at Suzu. Suzu, hey, can you hear me? Yeah. It's finally here. It all starts now. I grab Suzu and run. The spirit is closing in on us. Awesome. Did I get in the car to go somewhere? Regardless, I'm here inside it, gripping the wheel. The mansion. I need to go back there for now. I glance through the rearview mirror at the Suzu in the back seat. Suzu is staring vacantly out the window with a slightly tilted head. The only thing out there is darkness. There's nothing to look at. Ada's tape player is laying on the side of the passenger seat. I grabbed it from the back, meaning to play one of those tapes, but quickly arrived at Kujo Mansion. Even if I discuss it with Mary, it's probably best to listen to the tape first. I reach for one, but as I do, I notice something odd. Where are we? I'm on an unfamiliar road like I took a wrong turn somewhere. No, it's not unfamiliar. I'd clearly been down this road before, but the route I was taking should have had no way for me to come across this road. That's the only way I can describe it. It's impossible. Calm down. I must have made a mistake because I was messing around with the tape player. I wouldn't get lost on the way to the mansion. I've been to it so many times now. I just missed the first intersection and ended up somewhere strange, that's all. That's what I tell myself as I make a U-turn. But no matter how many times I go back. Damn it, why am I here again? No matter how I turn, I end up on the same road. Right, left, or keep going straight, I still return to the exact same spot. This is ridiculous. I hit the steering wheel. Maybe it was because of my outburst, but my mark starts burning with pain again. This is bad, really bad. At this rate, death will catch up to us while we're here in the car. Having said that, we can't go back to the mansion. I don't think we'll be able to get out of this maze no matter how many times I try. In that case, what should I do? Where should I drive? Is it the mountains? Yeah, okay, I was right, it's the mountain. Okay. I turn the steering wheel in the direction of the place that popped into my head. T-Mountain. It's not that I have to go there. Destination isn't important so long as it gets me out of this situation. I hit the gas pedal and abruptly turn the wheel, trying to get out of this cursed trap. Finally. Familiar scenery returns as if it was laying in wait for me. In the end, we're back here. The phone is ringing. I know exactly who's calling. Mark has dyed a deep crimson. A few minutes left until death closes in. I head to the phone booth. I got Aito's radio cassette player and the bag holding Seiko's memories at the ready. I pick up the receiver, but the phone immediately goes dead. Live or die. You saw, didn't you? I know you saw it. Throw something! No. I quickly grab the instant camera and use the flash. The spirit shrieks, and while it's distracted, I tumble out of the booth. Once out, I spot at the corner of my eye the spirit standing there looking down at me. The camera's battery is dead. What should I do next? I stick Charm Song into the tape player and press the play button. Listened often, dear. The spirit responds to the song. The spirit quietly drifts closer. What should I do next? I stick Echo Ballad into the tape player and press the play button. I love. The spirit responds to the song. The spirit quality drifts closer. What should I do next? I stick my into the tape player and press the play button. I don't know this one. The spirit responds to the song. She's chewing on eyeballs! The spirit is right in front of me. Hey, let me listen to the newest. I stick mine to the tape player and press the play button. Yes, that song was finished. A dog comes bounding over from somewhere, barking happily. Jen, this is where you've been. Come on, let's go. He's waiting. There's a flash of light. A blink and the spirit is gone. I don't sense Hanayome anymore. She's gone now. Hanayome. Suzu's back to normal. I bet their mark's gone. But mine's still bright on my arm. I guess Hanayome didn't give me my mark after all. Then Hanayome really was Psycho Hasegawa. What a sad, terrible fate, turning into a ghost after she died. I feel sorry for her. This place isn't too far from where Psycho died. Maybe that's why. The instant Hanayome vanished, I thought I caught a glimpse of her loyal dog. I hope her dog and the song her fiancé wrote for her help her be at peace in heaven. Should we head back? Yeah. Huh? A phone starts ringing out of nowhere. It won't stop. It's like it's waiting for someone to answer. What should I do? Hello. On the other end of the line is the gentle voice of a woman. I'm so very sorry for causing you so much trouble. Please excuse me. You are excused. Was that the wrong number or something? I was a little panicked, but now I relax. I step out of the booth and get in the car with Suzu. Welcome back, Mr. Cade. It's thanks to you that my mark is finally gone. Too bad I didn't get to do much. I've read a ton of comics about exorcism, so I thought I could help. Good job to you too, Suzu. Everything went okay? Yeah, it's all thanks to him. Oh yeah? I bet I could have done a better job than him. Don't try to get... No, don't try to... Don't try to get... No, that's creepy. I awaited your return, Lord Cade. It appears that you have overcome your fear and cleared away the grudge. Congratulations. Though it is unfortunate that your mark has not yet vanished. I've managed to defeat 3 spirits now, but my mark still hasn't disappeared. It feels like that terrible fact might just freeze the blood in my veins. But I vowed to fight against the mark. All I can do now is press forward. Mr. Cade, may I have a word? I looked through the other files in the garage after you left, and I found this. She hands over a file that says 8 Shrine Findings on the cover. Sayakujo's signature is on the corner. The Kujo family guardians were housed there, so it might make sense that it was there. Blah, 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 blah. Go on, read it. Okay. I'll see. She's young. Most of it, young enough that the woman threatened to have him charged with child abduction, so Most of it is about H Shrine. Most of it is about how H Shrine was built and its history. It lines up with what Mary told us. Everything that happened from the anti-Buddhist movement to now is there. But it looks like even Seiya didn't know who stole the statues 50 years ago. Some pages are about H Shrine's ghost Shintai, the item that houses the deity spirit. This shrine has two, a mirror and a small Buddha statue called Nenjibutsu. The Nenjibutsu should be in a brocade pouch, but I never saw something like that at the shrine. I wonder where it ended up. The last few pages contain notes on an investigation into stolen statues. It mentions a rumor that started circulating a few months ago. Kei Miyamachi North Road in H City. It's a back street that, due to the city's poor planning, is covered in manholes. Because of that, people call it Manhole Road. On a moonless night, a young woman was walking down it on her way home from work. An old sign read, "Be wary of strangers." Suddenly fearful, she attempted to hurry down the steps to the dimly lit back street. But she couldn't take a step forward. A noise, something heavy being dragged, and then a figure was discerned from out of the darkness. It was a woman with disheveled hair wearing a burnt white robe. She cradled a headless Buddha statue as if it were her own child. The shadows and hair hid most of the face, but she could see her blood-red lips twisted into a satisfied smile. Terrified by the eerie sight, she turned on her heel and ran away. Some distance away, she turned to look back. But the woman was gone. The statues were stolen 50 years ago, so it wasn't that woman, but I doubt it's that easy to find headless Buddha statues. I'm sure she must know something. I asked Hanayome where the statue stolen from H Shrine were, and now there's an unexpected lead. What a strange coincidence. If you can find those stolen statues and honor them at H Shrine, the divine wrath will be quelled, and you might be freed from the mark. Another way that might possibly allow me to escape my mark. It's worth looking into at least. Oh, before I forget, you should take these two documents on the Hasegawa case that we found after you left. Read through them if you want. It is almost dawn. We must end today's investigation. Please rest. Thank you very much, mister. Because of you, I think I'll get to see my dad, too. You need to go somewhere to see him? My mom and dad got divorced. Oh. Yeah. Mom decided that she wanted to become a nun. She started taking me to temples and a lot of sacred areas. Dad didn't like that, and he started seeing some other lady. I understand, you don't have to say more. I guess Susu's been embroiled in the world of... Alright. It's always fixed for a little bit, then it crashes again, so hold on, I have to restart Streamlabs. See. Okay. So, let's see. I'm really glad that Twitch records my footage, because when that happens, it corrupts the file that I'm recording. So I have to end up downloading it from elsewhere. So, fun times there. But, that's okay. So what I will probably do is I don't want to risk footage. I'm going to finish this chapter, save, then I'm going to stop the stream, go in, do the reset, because it seems that if I clear the cache and all that stuff, it will fix it, but then I have to redo all my settings. So I might see if there's something that causes it otherwise, but I think that's just what I have to do. So it'll take, a little bit. Yeah. So thankfully I do have that ability, but yeah, let's... So hopefully my voice wasn't gone for too long. I'm starting to wonder if my editing program and Streamlabs are like fighting with each other, because it seems they have an issue. Okay, that's good. Anyway, let's finish this and I'll save, I can fix that, and then I can come back on a little bit later. Probably after I get some food. I'm really in your debt. It's thanks to you that Suzu was saved. Thanks so much. He seems more worried about her than himself. His appearance, personality, and job all make him suspicious, but that one thing is clear. I know she asked me to, but I was the one who brought her out there after all. So if something had happened to her, I just... Oh, jeez. I wonder if he's like her brother or something that we don't know about. I'd like to think he's not a pedophile. Hey, are you alright? I'm so glad she's okay. The hot tears streaming down his face are those of relief, apparently. You should head to bed for today. I'm sure you're tired, right? Yeah, thanks. Good night. I'm heading to bed soon myself. My mark's finally gone. I think I'm going to sleep well tonight. There's no reason for you to stay any longer. You're right about that. I'll be leaving tomorrow. Sorry, but even 9 lives wouldn't be enough to survive staying here. You said it. But I'm grateful for all this, too. It gave me time to rethink my life. Ironic, isn't it? If I hadn't been cursed by a spirit, I'd be in that forest right about now. Christy's smile turns wry. Well, I'm off to bed now. Good night. Now then, Lord Cade. Please find me when you're ready. Farewell. Yes. Alright, let's look at our info on Hanayome. Victim Hasbella. Victims was grouped it. That's photographed and solved. Over there. Her fiance went missing afterward, with people believing he also committed suicide. Christy investigated the case back then. She says the fiance was a famous musician. To Psycho, I'll dispel your heartache. Those words bothered me, but there's something else too. And that's the fact that the culprits also went missing after she died. This ghastly case is still unable to gain full closure. The phone box that guided us to the case, the fact that the woman who hung herself wore a wedding dress, the connections to the forest by H. Castle. The other mark bearers won't like it, but we need to go back to the forest. But why am I so sure of that? We have to hurry. And then we'll be killed. I spot something that looks like a tree. Let's see. Camera, I bet I have to test with that light. Let's see. We find a skeleton buried in the ground with a worn suicide note and cassette tape. Strangling it, the contents of the note match up with the rumors of the fiance's death and what was in the other note. This is just a guess, but if I'm right, the songs in these tapes probably contain his thoughts and feelings. If the corpse is her fiance, then the tapes may have songs he made, or ones that are meaningful to them. So then what was the whisper of the last, trying to tell me? Did he want his fiancée to hear the last song? The dot that guided us is definitely the ruined form of her beloved pet, if I manage to connect all these together when I face Hanayome. It might have all started with the lingering grudge caused by that tragic event. Hanayome was likely Seiko Hasegawa. She became a spirit obsessed with eyes, an imitation of her fiancé's revenge. Their dog turned into that, being in an effort to save them. The info I got from a fellow mark bearer points to that as well. Her fiancé was a musician known as YMN back then. He made a name for himself by cross-mixing genres of music into his music, from rock and pop to classical and techno. Around the time of the incident, he had been working with a new album. The last song on it was My Holy, and dedicated to his fiancée. But in the end, the album was published without the final track. The song and her fiancé's love finally reached Seiko. I'd like to think it's because of us and Genta. I hope their tragic tale has finally come to a close, but some things still don't add up. How did Hanayome suddenly get the power to bestow the mark? The answer might lie with the Buddha statue stolen from H Shrine. The files in the garage mention the Buddha statues were stolen from H Shrine 50 years ago, right during the period of chaos following the end of the war. Is there a connection? What's more, a year-old interview says someone witnessed a woman in white carrying a headless Buddha statue on the street called Manhole Road. Maybe I should look into that next. Okay, so I'm gonna stop this one. And then I am going to fix up the settings again so it works properly, hopefully. Because, you know, I don't know why it does this, but it's definitely Streamlabs and is not my equipment. That is all I know for certain. So I'm hoping maybe there'll be an update one day where Streamlabs stops this, because I know I'm not the only person who has this issue. Or maybe my computer just isn't strong enough and it's crashing because my CPU gets too high. Who knows? I probably need a better computer in the future. But that's not here or there. So I will return in a bit. See ya.